On a national scale, Australia produces roughly 536 million tonnes of carbon dioxide equivalent emissions in contribution to greenhouse gases annually. Of this substantially large number, its agricultural industry accounts for roughly 15% of these carbon emissions. CN30 is an initiative undertaken by the Australian red meat and livestock industry that is aiming to be completely carbon neutral by the year 2030. In essence, what this means is that all of Australia's red meat production systems will make no net release of greenhouse gases. Now, while this is an ambitious target to aim for, it is also a necessary goal for Australia's agricultural enterprises. Of the 15% that the Australian agricultural industry contributes to national carbon emissions, around 42% of this is methane gas. In comparison to carbon dioxide, methane is approximately 30 times more potent as a heat-trapping gas. And this is an extremely important point to highlight when it comes to greenhouse emissions, as increased heat trapping equates to further global warming. From an agricultural perspective, this is far less than ideal, as an increased global temperature greatly affects crop and pasture growth. Not only does this mean less feed for livestock and for people, it also represents a guaranteed economic plummet. Now, whilst there are many agricultural contributions to methane production, there is one culprit that is far more notorious than any others: cattle. Being a university farm, it is not surprising that CSU has a substantial amount of cattle, one such group being its Angus herd, with 450 individual cattle. Given on average, a single bovine produces between 70 to 120 kilograms of methane gas a year. This herd alone produces 31.5 to 54 tons of methane gas, a ridiculous number. This is where Beachport Liquid Minerals Blue Cap variety comes in, with its main function being to correct mineral deficiencies in livestock. Its list of ingredients also includes Asparagopsis spp, more commonly known by the name red seaweed. Asparagopsis spp naturally contains bromine, which, via a chemical reaction with vitamin B12, disrupts the gut microbes of cattle responsible for methane production, significantly reducing the methane output of cattle who consume it. A previous feedlot trial has shown that adding Asparagopsis spp into water systems at a ratio of less than 1% has the potential to limit methane production in cattle by as much as 90%. The use of Asparagopsis spp also has absolutely no effect on meat quality, behavior of cattle, or health of cattle. On the contrary, it is actually shown to increase the feed efficiency of cattle, not only decreasing costs, but also indirectly boosting economical and employment factors as well. Using the CSU herd for sample size, methane production can be reduced by up to 28.3 to 48.6 tons. It is because of this, the implementation of a 2% ratio of Asparagopsis spp into the articulated water system of the CSU farm is not only recommended, it is absolutely necessary. The environmental effects of this are extremely significant in that an incredibly substantial amount of harmful carbon gas is no longer entering the atmosphere, therefore partially reducing the effects of greenhouse gas and aiding farmers in crop production, money production, and job production, therefore moving Australia one step closer to CN30.